Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome to Office Hours. We've moved to a Wednesday. This is Wednesday, 5 o'clock UK time. I think we're going to choose this time going forwards. So if anybody wants to join live in the future, that's the time we want. What is it, 4 p.m. UTC on Wednesdays? Uh, yeah. So then we're not too close to the AMA. And yeah, this is a really nice time for me and for the rest of our lab mates who are joining us today. So we have Yoshi, of course, and Angelo,
ha-
who are in the
hello.
the office is fully
We
open.
have a first viewer.
Um, so yeah, how are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good, thanks.
great.
So I think first thing we'll do is just briefly touch on follow up from last time, which was a couple of weeks ago. We released the Bull Rider strategy, and as I mentioned in the AMA last week, if everybody listened back to that, basically the day after we released it, it got its first buy, which I'm showing on the screen now. Oh, am I showing it in Discord? I'm not streaming in Discord. Sorry, guys. Go live. There we go. Yeah, do you see my trading view screen?
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
I see.
Uh, there. Yeah, last time we basically as soon as we released the Bull Rider strategy, one of the kind of downsides of this strategy is it doesn't take, or maybe it's an upside actually. One of the features, I'll call it a feature. One of the features of this strategy is that it doesn't take that many trades. And basically, the day after we released it, it took a trade. And when the AMA was last week, that's when we got the sell signal, which was a really nice 5% profit on this trade. So that was really nice, quite good. And it has taken a trade, what's that, Monday, 2 days ago, which is currently a loss, unfortunately. But if we look here, let me just zoom in. I'm going to minimize the back test here. So we're going to look at this trade that Bull Rider's taken real quick. If you would like the Bull Rider strategy, you can join us at bigdoglabs.io. And this is one of our premium indicators. So you can put this in your trading view. And we're also going to do some other interesting stuff with this that in the future that we're working on. But yeah, so it has taken a buy at 30,600. Let's go here. And basically, yeah, when we're above this line, which is the 20-week EMA, that's the only time that Bull Rider will take trades. So that's basically saying we're in a bull market. That's how it decides. And then there's some other maths in the background that decide when to get entries. And then it uses some settings for the ATR, which is the average true range, to make a trailing stop loss. So you can see that with this red line here on the previous trade. And we've been in this trade for 1 day, so we have a red line here. So currently our stop loss is at 29,828. So yeah, just a hair under $30,000. And basically that's based on the recent volatility is a way of thinking about how that stop loss is done. This stop loss never goes down. So if the price comes down and it hits it, if it closes below this price, the trade will close. In this case, it'll close with a loss. If the price goes upwards, which it did previously, the stop loss will follow that move upwards and readjust to there. And then when it closes below, that's when it will exit this trade. So you can see, like, maybe we could have got, like, an extra, I don't know, 0.5%, like 0.2% closing the next day. But it gets out quite quickly. So currently we're in a very small loss here. Let me just see if I can measure it. Yeah. So we're down 0.5%, which is fine, probably, with the volatility. And obviously we're hoping to go up from here. But at worst, currently, we will lose 2%. Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah, so a 2% loss at the best. Worst case is a 2% loss of this trade. If you wanted to just get in this trade, I mean, you've got a better entry now. So Yeah, but we'll see if this holds true. So either we're going to get a nice. This is also characteristic of this strategy, right? We either get like pretty big wins, decent wins. 5% is pretty okay, or we get small losses, so a 2% loss. And if we bring up back up the back tester, was it this one? Show panel, yeah. You see that we have. This is, I think, since the halving. I think that's when I do my back test from. We've had 55% profitable trades. But with a profit factor of 3.9, basically that's saying that so 55% of the trades are profitable, which basically half of them aren't profitable, and half of them are. But with a profit factor of 4, more or less, that means that the ones that are profitable are essentially 4 times more profitable than the losses, which is good. Really good.
Also, the max drawdown, and if you look at the net profit percentage, it's pretty good. Only a 17% loss against the 320% gains.
Yeah, which Yoshi is working on another strategy that is quite similar to this. We might make it Bull Rider 2.0 or something. It's a sort of next development on this. And with that one, the idea is to compound this, so this percentage will be even better. And obviously, if you're compounding, then you also compound your losses. But if your losses are very small, and you have one trade that's 20% and the next one's negative 5%, then you're still going to be in the positive. But the drawdown is really what that question is. Like, if you're compounding on the negative, then you need this drawdown to be as small as possible. And minus 20%, it's okay. It could be better, but it's not too bad.
That's good. That's good. Is
that good?
And also, yeah, no, that's good. And also, just thinking about the profit factor, with it being quite high like that, you can also then start to add some leverage. So maybe in the past when I've done back testing, you wouldn't want to go over really 3%. Not 3%, 3x, sorry. So you could at least 2 or 3x your wins here because of the profit factor being so high.
Yeah.
If you increase your leverage to say 5, 6, 7, 8, the losses start to eat up your profit. So you kind of want to stick to probably like 3x if you wanted to do some leverage on these trades as well.
Yeah, and of course with the drawdown as well, if you're leveraged, then this would be. If you've got high leverage, you're getting into a liquidation risk, aren't you?
Yeah, but if you obviously you've got your trading stop and you can have a hard stop loss if you wanted to. But with a 3x, you're looking at like 20% before you hit your liquidation.
Yeah.
Is this with the RSI filter on or off?
Let's have a look. So, as with all our strategies, you can go up here and you hover over the name of the strategy and you click the little cog guy here. That'll bring up the settings. And then you can tinker with all of these settings. So as Angela was saying, we have this RSI momentum filter, which basically is one way that we figure out how to get in the entries. So if that's on by default because this was the best method. I think if I turn this off, everything goes to hell. Well, not quite to 40%. Hell, but it's nowhere near as good. It's basically taking way more trades. Still surprisingly, it kind of does okay, but this is not as good a strategy than with the momentum filter on. Obviously, fewer trades, but more profitable ones. So that was just a follow up for Bull Rider. Have you guys got any other questions, comments?
No, I think that was. I think just that popped in my head about the leverage, just because the profit factor being so high. So just to increase your win rate. I mean your profit. No. Let
me just click this one here. Yeah, I wonder why it drawed down. Was that trade 14? Where Where's this one? Trade 14.
COVID?
No,
Or is the
no,
recent
no.
trade?
This is all since the halving, so it's not. It doesn't
Okay.
go back that far. Or does it go back that far? Oh no. Okay, my back test has fallen apart. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's this. Yeah. So. Hmm. Okay. It basically bought the top of this hump here. So yeah, because it's based on momentum. Obviously, if you get a pump and then a dump, then you're gonna get kind of screwed because you'll buy into the
Oh yeah.
momentum,
The
and you'll
next
essentially
candle
be
was a
buying the
dump.
top.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a really high push up, and then the next day it just dumps afterwards, and then you're just gonna wait. It's just gonna close super far below the stop loss, and you're gonna take a pretty big loss there. So yeah, this is kind of the worst case scenario. This trade.
Typical Will games.
Yeah. So, but that's yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So, but yeah, the characteristic thing is it buys these like pumps here and has done very well off these kind of momentum in Bitcoin. So, that's enough of that. The main kind of topic for today is Yoshi, you have been making some unbelievably good calls in the lab chat and in the trading section of the theoretical Discord server. Has it been in trade signals?
Yeah, we put it into trade signals, which is in our category. I don't know if you can see it. I know you can't see it, can you? Yeah, so it's in our Discord for the trade signals. So you got low cap pumps and another Bitcoin long and short, but I think we're going to focus on the low cap pumps today. Can you? So is it easier for me to just explain it to
Yeah,
you? And
just
then,
yeah. So just give me a chart and then we can.
Okay, so look at a chart that's just done quite well. Is the swing buy,
Swing
which is just recently I just got a couple of my
swing
take
by
profit hit.
USDT Poloniex or
Yeah,
KuCoin?
KuCoin, yeah.
Yeah, KuCoin.
KuCoin, yeah.
And then
Wow.
Okay. You sure
you
about
just
this
go
chart?
to you just go to the there you go. Forget about the past. Only
Okay.
the past.
All right. What
So
time
we just
frame?
go. Well, you start off on the daily or the weekly. I'll just look at the daily. Just basically, what we're doing is you're trying to find volume and you're trying to find support. So if there's, and you can see this is quite. I mean, these wicks in this chart are, pretty juicy. So get your volume up. I tend to. I mean, this is my preference. I tend to have my candles for volume and for price in a no tone. So like just plain, just so you don't get bogged down with the reds and the
Okay.
greens. Personally, just kind
Um.
of like. But I'm not saying to change it now. I'm just saying that's just to kind of like
To get the emotion out.
Yeah. So one way.
You
I'll
just see volume. Just what I just want to see what the volume is. Really.
Yeah, so what we can do is turn off the bodies and make the borders white.
Yeah, I could maybe like a light grey. I go for just because white's quite harsh on the eyes.
So what I've done here is I've brought up the settings menu on TradingView, and then you can in the symbol section you can change the colors of all the candles. You can change everything really. So we'll do that. So I've seen other people do this to kind of if they want to. It helps you process the kind of shape of the market rather than worrying if it's going up or down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the same with the volume. Just
Okay,
I just
so
want to see volume.
this is standard TradingView volume. I've hit this cog here, and then I'm just gonna set this to. Let's go for a nice blue, just for a bit of contrast. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe. So, okay, so I mean, pretty much either I would get hints from either on from Twitter or from the groups I'm in, or I would look just basically flick through some charts on TradingView and just try to find some good volume, and if prices come back down to strong support. Very simple approach, really. So here you can see quite clearly that once the price hits that support there,
Here,
which is
so
so I mean,
zero zero
yeah, I mean,
two.
if you put on the candle hunter as well, which is where I've been using, um, just to help if people want to use the candle hunter. Um,
Okay.
Sorry, not candle hunter. Sorry, my
Level
mistake.
hunter.
Level
Level
hunter.
hunter.
Oh, okay, let's close that.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah, that's fine. There we go.
I was just advertising all our indicators.
Yeah,
Yeah, great. I was just
Uh,
thinking about a great sale pitch.
Okay. So level hunter, of course, premium
Yeah,
indicator from ourselves at BigDog Labs. Basically uses pivot points. So where the price is making new highs or new lows, and then moving in the opposite direction to find levels for support and resistance. But I think do you just use the standard settings or you use a different one?
I mean, personally, no. I look at
You put it on
stick it on.
fast, right?
No, I put it on strong. This one, strong, and then open and close.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I usually use Heikinashi because it's better for kind of smoothing out trends. But yeah, this just uses we've changed this to
Yeah.
use just the candle open or
Yeah.
candle
I mean,
close.
I think from what I understand is as long as you can feel comfortable, whichever suits your methods.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. I think it's just whatever suits your methods, really.
Okay, so we've got this clearly a very strong level of support that's from like January that's coming over here, and then we've come back down in May to meet this level of support again. And then this is held very, very strong since May, more or less. So when did you identify this?
Let's have a look. I first posted it in the channel, 21st of June.
Okay. So that was when it was at the top here. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea was that kind of I was waiting for it to come back down to that support, and then make your limit order on the support, and then because historically that support has been quite a high demand zone,
Yeah.
then you place your order, and then you set your take profits. You can have multiple take profits at the different levels using the level hunter as your ways to find your targets. So it's a very simple process, really. It's just, and then if you can't see actually, do you have the new volume momentum, which is the one we've been working on recently?
Volume oscillate? I can't remember.
So basically, the new volume momentum indicator that we've created helps you see if the volume that's coming in is a buying market volume. So if there's a lot of people buying, then the momentum is strong. So that would indicate that it's more likely that when the price comes down to the strong support and volume comes in, then it's going to pump back up because that's historically what this chart does at that price. So it's about finding charts that have started to have good volume, so have pumped recently, so volumes come in, and
Yeah.
then the price comes down to a strong support where it historically launches and pumps off, and then you place your order. You can create a stop loss because you're you're waiting for that perfect entry at that level, and the stop loss, it can be basic. I think I explained it in the channel. Let me just recap my. So you can have like a kind of wide stop loss. So just to kind of um, because obviously your gains are going to be 20, 30, 50, 100%. So you can have quite a wide stop loss, or you can, if you get stopped out, you can re-enter. That's the idea. So
Yeah.
once price recovers and finds that support again. So there's different ways to do it. I'm not saying there's one way. I'm saying one finds their own method in it because everyone has to choose how to trade these types of charts.
But this one more
Personally,
or less worked perfectly, right? So you
yeah.
let me just get
So
my long tool here. So we're going to choose long position here. So Yoshi noticed this on the 21st here. Identified this chart. We've got a lot of volume here. I think this is maybe an early version of the indicator, but basically, an easy way of explaining this indicator is that if the purple line is in this top zone, it's kind of buying momentum, kind of,
yep.
and if it's in this bottom zone, it's kind of selling momentum. Volume, buying volume and selling volume.
So when it's basically above the horizontal
Yeah. So you can
midline.
see the chart pumped here in June. And even though the price has since come down, this line has remained above the halfway point. So most of these candles were green candles, and there was mostly buying volume coming in. So as the price has come down and touched this support line, which it's done like 1, 2, 3 times since then. 1 second. It's touched that 1, 2, 3 times since then. So we can see that there's mostly a lot of buying interest in this coin, in this pair rather. So Yoshi's identified it on the 21st, gone, hey, that looks good. Probably price is going to come down again.
Yes,
And then used Level Hunter, which took a reading from like May, set a buy for 0.21 or 0021, whatever. So you would have probably done something like this.
my entry was actually around 2224-ish in the end. I think it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't buy the actual. I mean, because it's some. Yeah, so that's my entry in the end.
And then you could for sure put your take profit at this other level up here, 0.28, and then put your stop loss. I mean, let's just make this a 2, risk to reward of 2. So then price, you've got your entry on the 28th. Price went down a little bit, touched the line proper, went up a little bit, came down a little bit, hold your nose, touched the line again, and then blasted off. So if you caught the top, which I don't know if you did.
I didn't know. The thing is, I set 2 targets. I mean, ideally, what I could have done was set the 20% target and then done a trailing take profit
Yeah.
of maybe 1%. But that's what I mean. You could. There's multiple ways to play this game. So yeah, leave it like that.
But yeah, you could have for sure made up to 60% on this trade. The easy version would be for sure 20%, which is like pretty good.
Yeah.
For for a chart that looks absolutely horrible in general. So yeah.
But actually, if you just type in LMR USTD, there's one that's just pumped now. And I haven't shared it because either forgot or I was waiting. Yeah, so basically I spotted this chart. It was maybe on the 21st of June. So it just had a massive injection of volume,
Yeah.
and then I set two levels. One level was around 0.0044, and then another level was 0.0027. And my idea was to buy at the first level and then buy again at the second level, but I didn't do that and I didn't share it. I must have just passed it on my radar. But that's just done 125%. So
Yeah. So
and, and it's still going.
I guess you saw this volume on the 18th ish, and then
Yeah.
put your buy level in here, which probably
Well, yeah, I think it would have been
on the
maybe
4 hour.
yeah. Well, let's have a look. No point not 4271.
Yeah. Okay. It's this one here. I found it.
So that was kind of, I mean, which would have been still, even if I didn't do the DCA, it's probably just done a stop loss. Would have still been would have been fine actually. It would have been a nice trade.
Yeah. So identified this sort of pump of volume, one of these, then put in a buy using a previous level. I guess somewhere in this region, right? There's a lot of levels here. 0.42. Then you've let me choose my long tool. Let's say we came in after this pump, right? We'll put our buy in at 0.44. We'll put our stop in at this super low level, or a second buy maybe.
Yeah, that could be the wide stop I was talking about. Yeah, that could be the.
Yeah. So let's pull this out, and then you could put your target to this. You know, your target to the top of this wick is kind of reasonable. And yeah, risk reward. Yeah. Bit of a gamble, but certainly would have paid off.
It's low risk because I mean, what's the stop on that? That's 36%. Okay, that's quite wide, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't probably done 36%, but you would probably just either DCA'd in and then, or just done kind of a stop below your low, the low, or something like that, just to kind of like just tap in, tap out if it doesn't work. Because just because we're focusing on strong support, you can then start to use quite a good RR. You know that's the benefit of waiting at this strong support. I mean, this one really. I mean, I would have said the lower. I would have said the lower one, where the previous pump took off, would have been the strong support. But obviously, it's created a new support here, where it's taken off again.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So this one
the daily candle is so insane.
This one at 0.27 would be the previous strong support, and now over the past month or so, it's made this, or past few weeks, it's made this new strong support at 4.4.
Yeah.
And then it's just blasted off from here.
Yeah.
Would you say it's too late to take this trade now?
Yeah. Move on.
Yeah. So the goal going forwards would be to find a new chart.
I mean, you could look at the chart and keep it on your radar, and let price come back down to this support.
Yeah.
And then assume it might happen again. So you could place your limit order at similar sort of price, set your stop loss just below that low. Is it 3.732? That'd be your stop loss, and then maybe just do 50%. That's still quite a nice trade, 50%.
Yeah, I mean, if we to sort of squint your eyes a bit and ignore this terrible downtrend, it's pumped and ended up a little bit higher, pumped, ended up a little bit higher. So probably it's going to pump again and then come down to again to a little bit higher. Do you know anything about this? Like, is there any reason for these pumps?
No, depends. Some charts can be like a gas token that has just an injection of buybacks, or yeah, I'm not sure about the fundamentals. I
Okay.
just know that this happens quite a lot on a number of charts that have
Yep.
low liquidity.
Yep.
There could be a number of different reasons. Could just be a pump and dump, or could be people trading these types of charts for the same, you know,
Yeah.
same methods. um, um, I don't 100% know, other than it makes decent gains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trade
Okay. Fair enough.
trade trade the chart. That's what I've always been
It's
told.
very like purist on the TA side in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Um, so I mean, and then you could, look in the low cap channel, you'd see a number of other charts that have put there. Some didn't work, some have just kind of dropped off and fallen through, but you just keep an eye on it, and you can set some alerts, and
Yeah.
then if you see that it's holding and it's the price is moving positively, then you can make a trade and put your stop loss in. What's the beauty of it is that you can put a stop loss, and you can make those 50%, 60%, 100% gains with relatively low risk.
Yeah.
The
Which
the tricky part is like, where do you put your take profit? If you look at the pumps and like in a 4 hour candle, it's just insane how high it goes. Like
well,
140% in
yeah, I
one
mean
candle.
that's why you use your level hunter
Mm.
um, to find those levels, and then you have to set a trailing stop, because technically you don't know really how big it's going to be or how small it's going to be. So, for example, with that swing by me, sorry, swing by me, is that a song? Swing by us, swing by us chart. I set two take profits. I took 75% off the table at 20%, and then I just let the other one ride. If it hits the 100% one, then great. Um, you can start to take off a big portion at the start, or just you have to just play around with what you feel is works for you. Do you know what I mean?
Can
It-
you turn on the zone finder on the daily?
Yeah, I was just real quick. You mentioned trailing stops. I was just gonna mention this. This is quite a good one. So in TradingView, if you go to indicators, it's called the chandelier exit. Uh, oh, missed the H. Chandelier exit by Everget. But this is based on a very old indicator. I think it's from an actual book, an actual physical book that someone wrote that described this. And someone coded this guy. Everget is a good TradingView coder person. And they've coded this in. But this is a really good, it's kind of a very standard. I would say this is the standard for a trailing stop based on the ATR, and one that you can use. So when the price closes, it basically draws these red and green lines. Obviously, we're only interested in going long, I think. So I'm just going to hide the short lines here. So then we can use this green line as our stop loss, as our trailing stop here. So you can see it's wiggling about, but if the price closes below this line, it will flip to red, and that's when we'll close our trade. So this is one trailing stop kind of indicator you can use. Here we go. You can see it a bit better here. Price pumped up and then came down, and then you stop out there. It's based on the ATR, so it's not going to catch these big numbers up here, but it's certainly going to make sure you don't take a loss if things go the opposite direction.
Yeah, it'll just capture the profit that you've kind of hopefully gained.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah. So this is, I guess, a worst case trailing stop
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah. So the worst thing is if you're in a big profit and then you end up closing in a loss. So you're like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
So this is a good way of protecting you against feeling like an idiot, which is the best protection.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
Angelo.
yeah.
You go ahead.
Oh, I always used to like to watch on the daily time frame and see what the zone finder tells me, because 9 out of 10 times that the price always respects one of those important levels. I don't know how it performs here. Yeah, so it
Let me
touched the
just let me
orange
just
line.
clean up this chart a little bit. It's a bit too busy. There we go. So Zone Finder, of course, is one of our free indicators that you can find links to in the trading section. And this can be a good way of DCAing. It's based on Bollinger Bands, so it grows with increasing volatility, and then the bands shrink with decreasing volatility. And these often serve some kind of like dynamic support and resistance, I suppose. And you can see here we've got it's blasted through. It's kind of on the daily. It's hard to parse, I think, a little bit. So, right. So you think it? Yeah. So this orange line has acted as support. Is that what you're saying, Angelo? What do you
Yeah,
see here?
it's great. It's great to see. It's like once you conquer the level,
Mm-hmm.
but not looking at this at the big wicks. But if you have some price consolidation for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and once you move up, in this case, the orange line, and now it's important to see the last candle when it closes and price stabilize a little bit. So it's probably going maybe set on the top red line, or maybe it comes back to the middle line, and then from there you just look what the price is going to do. If you see it's creating a new kind of base, and then you can target the next level up.
Yeah, and also you can use these for take profit targets as well. These can be
Yeah,
used for.
also.
This I should have mentioned that. Take profit and stop loss targets. This is really good for that. So, for sure, if this were to touch this green line, so you can see basically things. Well, this pump's like insane, but in general, on almost every chart that you use this on, the price very rarely goes outside of these green lines.
Yeah, I mean
So
these charts are quite unusual.
yeah,
Not really a standard chart, so
but even still, you would probably
yeah,
if it passed through this green line, and especially if it crossed back down, so the price went up and then came back down under this green line, I would close the trade for sure. I don't.
Yeah.
It's extremely unlikely that you're going to do any better than that. So
Yeah,
you
that's
could
why
always
I
also
asked the
use this
question.
as your take profits, right? So you could this first red line could be your first take profit. You know, sell 20%, sell 20% of the orange, and then close if it hits the green. Something like that.
And oh, this is the daily. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you see that, if you can zoom out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
so
I've
okay,
zoomed out too far here. Yeah.
yeah, a little bit too far, but you still can see that the bands on the left part of the screen. So the bands were pretty wide,
Yeah.
and now since 25 May
Yeah.
ish, that we are basically in some kind of consolidation phase, like accumulation phase is a better word.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is also the place where you want to take your positions. So the price is stabilizing a little bit, and yeah, using some other technical indicators, you can build up your positions, because you can see where the mouse now is there. It created a low.
Yeah.
It now created a higher low on the orange line. So yeah, this is really an interesting coin to take a position in.
Well, I mean, I would. I'm not going off what Yoshi said before. I would only do that if you understood the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any guarantee that this isn't going to zero, right? Because
True.
I have no clue what this is. I've never even heard of it. So why these pumps are happening, I have no idea. We're just, like Yoshi said, we've just found an interesting chart. So it's perfectly likely that this is going to go to zero. So having a big position in something that goes to zero is doesn't really make sense. But if you find something, maybe if you do believe in this, and we've found this interesting chart, and then you look into it, you're like, oh, this is a cool project. Yeah, now would be potentially a good time to start accumulating.
Yeah, what I like about it is because this is a daily time frame, and if something like this happens on an hourly time frame, or even the 4 hour, it could be yeah, a big pump and dump scheme going on. But you see that in a yeah, like a week or maybe 2 weeks, that price is really building some structure. So it's not
Yeah,
like
that is true. Yeah.
people are getting in and out really fast. It's definitely something to keep our eye on.
Yeah, you can see on the 4 hour it's less appealing to accumulate because we're above this white line. So that's usually a distribution phase. So if we're to use the language of Wyckoff, you have accumulation phases and distribution phases, as in when people are buying and when people are selling. And the good thing about the zone finder is it basically tells you what phase you're in. If you're above the white line, you're in distribution. If you're below, you're in accumulation, and you should be doing one of those two things. So on the 4 hour, it's kind of less appealing than it looks on the daily. But again, like if you took the trade as before, this white line is very horizontal actually. Alt H, everybody's favorite shortcut. If you took the trade at 0.4, then these could be your take profits, right? Nice and evenly spaced. And you could just be taking money off the table and then watching this 4 hour candle now. If it closes, when the next candle closes under the green line, yeah, or when the price, sorry, let me start again. When the price goes back under the green line, that would probably be a good time to close your position. But this is a really nice, even take profit levels. So, yeah, interesting chart. Do you have, Yoshi, do you have any future tips? Is there any?
He had to jump out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, maybe he's coming back.
I was asking him the important question. Did he put anything in the trading chat? Oh, that's what everybody was here for. We don't want past tips. We want future tips.
I want the secret.
Yeah. What? Okay. Let's have a look. That one won. So. Ren was another one that he was looking at.
Oh yeah. Ren, it's also Qcoin.
No, not that one. Trade signals.
Ren.
Stand by. We've been abandoned. Okay. MoDeFi? That was today. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So in the trade signals section of the server, he's posted MoDeFi USDT. Little high risk due to overall volume, but it's at strong support, and there has been a few injections of volume. Good RR. Okay, let's make this chart. MoDeFi USDT. So I'm just gonna hide everything. Never heard of this.
No. Me neither.
It's not even. Have I made a mistake here?
Wait, let me look it up. Is it in the low cap pumps? Oh, it's yeah. MoDeFi USDT, and it's Yeah, KuCoin. Modify.
Oh, modify.
Modify,
But
yeah.
Bittrex, Uniswap, Modex.
Modify.
It's not showing up now.
Probably delisted already.
That's
Modify USDT? No.
okay. I don't know how I found that one. Let's try another one.
Okay, I got it. Use the horizontal stripe. Or no, this is the LMR USDT.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to abandon that one. Okay, let's have a look at this other one. ZUSDT. There we go. That one. This one exists. Huh. Maybe it has been delisted. So let's see what he says about this. Might not come back down to support, but you could get DCA in now and get lucky. So let's try and use his methods. So we're going to go on the daily. We've got the volume. It's peaked up. Wow, there's a lot of volume on this actually.
Yeah.
And we're going to use Level Hunter to give us our levels. So we can see we've got strong support from the past, as in January, 0.15-ish, and then it's respected that support of 0.16. Alt-H. And we've had a lot of volume, and then the volume died off. That's kind of weird. What a weird volume. This like consistent volume, and then it just died off, and then it's come back. Odd.
Lower, higher low created.
Yeah. So, as he said, we've got this strong support down here. The price has come down. It's pumped up and then died off for some reason with like basically zero volume, and then the price is coming back down again. It's not quite reached this level, but the argument that Yoshi has been making is that if it does get down to this level, there's a good chance it will blast up. So we could probably put our trade in a little bit higher. So let's just say 1.17. Yeah, let's just put one in here. No, let's just keep it as it is for a demonstration, right? So this is 0.162. Then we would probably put a... Where would we put... Oh, let's turn... Then we'll turn on Zone Finder, right? So... Yeah, let's use all our tools. So, here we go, 1.6. If the price came down here again, we could put our take profit in at 0.27, 0.36. So these could be our take profit levels. And we want a nice risk reward for our stop loss. So that's that's quite a lot. 60% up.
Real tight. Good risk to reward.
Yeah, let's just put it at 15% or something like that. So let me just turn. So I've basically set this up for a take profit at the target and then a nice tightish stop loss. You could even put your stop loss down at this orange band, I suppose. Which would reduce his risk to reward at 42% loss is maybe a bit heavy. And then we'll turn on Level Hunter and see if that matches up with any levels. Yeah, so we might want to put this up a little bit to match this level at 0.3. If you're feeling super confident. But yeah, I think that's a good trade to end on. Let me just hide everything. And then I'm going to zoom out again and have a look at this chart in general. So yeah, you can see that we've had it's had this kind of run up and run down over the spring here. So I suppose it's not, I don't know anything about this, but maybe it's not unreasonable to say that it's going to go back up to these levels because there's plenty of action, especially in this 0.3, 0.2, 0.35 kind of range. There's been a lot of action there.
Also, Slam.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it on my own chart. The level that we are now, it's so strong support. It goes way back from June 22, so 2022. So this is a really strong level.
Okay. Well, so what I will do is I think we're going to end here for this week, and let's decide on the trade here, Angelo.
Yeah.
So right. So where do we want to put buy? Let's put a buy in a little bit above in case it doesn't go all the way down there. Let's go for 1675. That feels like a nice number.
Yeah. And if it was me with the stop loss, I just put it just a little bit lower than the pivot low there you see on the left, that little hammer candle.
Okay, here.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing room. This is
155. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll put our target at the we'll put a take profit. We'll take profit at 0.27 and then we'll put our target at 0.1. What? No.
What was the level hunter giving the target?
This one. 0.31. Yeah. So that's a RR of 12, which is pretty crazy.
Pretty good.
So I will save this trade. We'll take that trade for this week, and then we'll come back next week, next Wednesday, same time, Wednesday the 12th, and we'll see if it worked or if it didn't. This is exciting. I'll probably track this in the lab chat channel as well to sort of see what happens. So I'll set up some alerts after we log off.
USD.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks to Yoshi, who vanished.
Thanks for sticking around, Janice.
Thanks everyone that popped in, Janice. And thank you, Angelo.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, have a great week, everybody. I'll probably pop into the AMA tomorrow. And we're always available. You can always ping us.
Sure.
All right. Cheers. See ya.
Okay, bye guys. Thanks for watching.